It's been 3 months since I picked up my 2022 Tesla Model Y long range, and it's been a bit of a journey. When I bought this car, it already had 76,000 miles on it, and now I've just ticked over to 80,000. That's a lot of miles on a 3-year-old car. So today I'm diving deep into what it's been like living with day to day. In this video, I'll cover the good, the bad, and all the unexpected. Everything from repairs I've had done, the road trip I've taken, and my honest thoughts on whether buying a used Tesla was worth it. I'll also share some upgrades I've got planned to bring this 2022 Model Y closer to the spec of the Tesla Model Y Juniper. Let's get into it. I bought this dual motor all-wheel drive Model Y for £22,000 from Arnold Clark. It's in midnight silver metallic with 19-inch Gemini wheels. When new, it had an official range of 330 miles, but at this mileage, I'm seeing around 304 on the display. Still, plenty for my needs. So let's break down how it's been holding up. If you caught my previous video, you know I had Cleveland EV perform a thorough end of warranty inspection, and they uncovered some serious issues that Arnold Clark missed in their prep for sale. The rear suspension knuckles were badly worn and deemed unsafe. The front tires were cracked down to the canvas, making them illegal to drive on. And a rear door seal was peeling away, risking wind noise and water leaks. Not exactly what you want to hear about a car you've just bought. Thankfully, Arnold Clark stepped up with their 60-day warranty. They replaced the rear suspension knuckles last week, and the difference is noticeable. The back end now feels more planted, especially on motorways or spirited driving. It's not a complete transformation, but it's definitely more confidence inspiring. The front tires are swapped out too, which were in a shocking state, hidden by okay tread depth and tire dressing. Unfortunately, the door seal is still to be fixed, but that's not a huge worry. One issue Arnold Clark couldn't resolve was the tire pressure monitoring system. They tried syncing a new sensor, but had no luck. So they sent me on to Tesla, and Tesla replaced all 4 TPMS sensors this week, and now it's working perfectly. No more warning lights or guesswork about tire pressures. All in all, these repairs have left the car in a much better state. The bulk of the 4,000 miles I've added came from a road trip along Scotland's North Coast 500. If you're not familiar, the NC 500 is a stunning coastal route around the north of Scotland. Rugged mountains and remote roads. It's a bucket list drive for any road tripper, but it's also a good test for an EV. The Model Y handled the route really well for the most part. The range was good, but I did hit a nerve-wracking moment when a DC fast charging unavailable warning popped up just before entering the start of the most remote section. Thankfully, the issue cleared after a stop at the supercharger in Inverness. The rest of the trip was smooth. I do wonder though if that error will come back. The trip was costly though, £109 for charging, which is the same as if I drove a petrol car. So what's it like living with it every day? Well, I'll start with the highlights. The boot space is an absolute game changer. With a toddler and a dog, we're constantly hauling prams, travel cots, groceries and dog gear. The Model Y's boot swallows it all up. The hidden floor compartment is perfect for stashing extra items like picnic supplies or baby nappies, making it feel almost van-like. For family road trips, really hard to beat. The frunk is an unsung hero. We use it for muddy hiking boots, screen wash bottles, or anything that we don't want stinking up the cabin. It keeps the boot free for everything else, which is a lifesaver when you're juggling a toddler's endless stuff. Inside, I have the black interior, which is durable and easy to clean, but it's a bit dark for my taste. If you're buying a Tesla, I'd recommend the white interior. It brightens up the cabin and looks more premium. We have the white seats in our Model 3, and despite what people think, they're surprisingly easy to maintain. One feature I love is the HEPA filter, which the Model 3 lacks. In stop and go traffic, not smelling the exhaust fumes from the car in front is a small but great perk. It's one of those things you don't notice until you're back in a car without it. Preconditioning is another standout, especially as we head into the colder months. Using the Tesla app to warm up the car before you get in means no scraping off the ice on the windshield or shivering in a cold cabin. It's a simple feature, but it makes winter mornings so much better. Even at 80,000 miles, the Model Y's efficiency is impressive. I'm still getting around 304 miles of range. The dual motor delivers plenty of punch when I need it. Overtaking on country roads is effortless, and the instant torque never gets old. For family life, the Model Y strikes a great balance of practicality, efficiency, and fun. But no car is perfect, and the Model Y has its quirks, especially at this mileage. The suspension is my biggest gripe. Even with the 19-inch Gemini wheels and tyres, which have a softer ride than the 20-inch ones, the ride can feel harsh and crashy on rough roads or potholes. It's fine on smooth motorways, but on most roads you feel every bump. This is a known issue with earlier Model Ys, and it's a key reason I'm planning a suspension upgrade. More on that shortly. The panoramic glass roof is stunning and makes the cabin feel airy, but it's not always practical. With a toddler in the back, the intense sunlight can be too much for her, especially on long drives. We've had to invest in aftermarket shades to keep her comfortable, which adds a little cost. If you're considering a Model Y and have young kids, factor this in. The steering wheel is showing some wear where my fingers rest on the spokes. It's not a deal breaker, but it's something to watch for on high mileage cars. The cabin materials are generally holding up well, but these small signs of age will start to show. Thankfully, Tesla are replacing the wheel next week. Let's talk numbers. I don't have a home wall box, as installing one would cost £1,800 due to the house and carport layout, which we're holding off on for now. Instead, I've been using the standard wall connector at home. It's slow, adding about 10 miles of range per hour, but it works for our daily needs since we don't drive huge distances most days. Public charging costs vary widely, from 27p to 70p per kilowatt hour, depending on the provider. Tesla superchargers are usually the cheapest and most reliable option, and they're usually half the price of others. Even at higher rates, EV charging is still generally cheaper than petrol. My insurance costs about £600 per year, and road tax was £195. The MOT is due in 6 months, but with the new suspension and tyres, I'm confident it'll pass without issue. So what next for this Model Y? I've got some upgrades planned to bring it closer to the spec of the Tesla Model Y Juniper. The wheel covers are fine, but they're a bit plain. I'm going to have the wheels colour changed to matte black, which to me is a much better look on these small rims. The Juniper Model Y introduced improved front suspension and rear shocks, giving a much smoother ride. I'm planning to retrofit these onto my 2022 model to see how much they improve the comfort. These parts are interchangeable. You can expect to pay around about £800 for parts, and then whatever garage will charge you for fitting. If it transforms the ride quality, I think it'll be worth it. I'm also considering adding the rear screen and the Enhato LED light strip across the dashboard. I usually don't like light strips, especially aftermarket, but their one seems better than the rest. And these are 2 upgrades I know others are considering, so that could be part of a future video. So 3 months and 4,000 miles later, what's my verdict on a used Tesla Model Y? Honestly, EVs don't get much better. Yes, there were some hiccups up front, worn suspension knuckles, cracked tyres, and a faulty TPMS. But those are fixed and the car feels great. The practicality is unmatched, with the boot, front and spacious cabin. And the battery is in great condition, showing 94% state of health. The downsides? It's really only the harsh suspension, but you will likely get used to it. My planned upgrade should address the biggest issue though. For £22,000, this Model Y has been fantastic value, especially compared to a new car. And now, only 3 months later, you can buy ones that are in warranty for a similar price. If you want the full backstory, check out my earlier videos. First one covers picking up the car and my initial impressions, and the other dives into that warranty inspection, what was involved, and how they uncovered the hidden issues. Both are linked at the end of this video. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Do you own a high mileage Tesla, or planning to get a used one? Let me know your experiences. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.